expanding borders to avoid strife. Later minds tied land to race and saw the East as conquest space. Lebensraum was not just land, it was a plan the Reich would brand to push the borders, cleanse the soil, and claim new space through war and toil. In Mein Kampf, Hitler made it clear the East was where the Reich would steer. No colonies across the sea, but Slavic lands for Germany. He called the Slavs a lesser breed and saw their lands as what he'd need. Lebensraum would serve the state through conquest, purge, and racial hate. A future built on eastern ground where German rule would be profound. Once in power, he set the stage with a rare moment in Nazi rage. Austria joined, then Czech lands fell. The East was next as Hitler tell. He framed it all as rightful claim to build the Reich and spread its name. Lebensraum was now in play with war and law to clear the way. The Reich would grow, the East would bend, and native lives would meet their end. In 39 the war began with Poland crushed by Hitler's plan. The Nazis moved with brutal pace to cleanse and settle every place. They killed elites and burned the towns and sent the rest to camps and grounds. Lebensraum was not just talk, it marched with boots and ruled with shock. The Jews and Slavs were marked for death to clear the land with every breath. The SS wrote a master scheme to make the Eastern conquest clean. Millions moved or killed outright while Germans claimed their farming right. The plan was vast, the scale was grim, a racial purge from limb to limb. Lebensraum became the law to strip the East of all it saw, with forced deport and famine spread, and mass graves filled with those left dead. In 41 the East was struck with tanks and troops and Nazi luck, but Russia held. The winter came and Blitzkrieg lost its deadly flame. The Red Army pushed back hard and Lebensraum began to scar. The dream of space turned into loss, with millions dead and brutal cost. The Reich retreated, towns reclaimed, and Hitler's plan was left defamed. By 45 the war was done, the Allies closed what had begun. The eastern lands expelled the rest, and Lebensraum failed every test. The policy was torn apart, its legacy a poisoned heart. Lebensraum had shaped the war, but left behind a fatal score. Its racial aims and brutal hand destroyed both lives and stolen land. The trials came, the crimes were named, the plans exposed, the acts defamed.